So we currently are discussing a word called Waseela, which literally means, or we can have yet another word for it, intermediary. Intermediary is a very powerful word if it is combined with its truth. Now, before I draw any diagrams on the board, let me explain it so that you can have a little know-how before the images are drawn there. Basically, intermediary, tawassul, wasila, intermediary is a transit, a connection, a bridge that connects men with God. If there is a river, so for you to go to the other side of the river, you need an intermediary. Either you sail in a boat, you use any transport which can go through the river and take you to the other bank of the river, or you have a bridge over the river so you can walk through it and get to the other point. This is intermediary, right? Now, God is here on the blackboard only. God is here, but we do not know his whereabouts. We don't know his whereabouts. And we are somewhere here in this world, the realm of Nasut. We are here. These tiny little round dots, this is who we are. And we don't know where God is. How do we communicate with God when we do not know the whereabouts of God? I understand there are verses in the Bible, in the Quran, that tells us that God is all hearing, God listens to your prayers, and He gives you things that you seek from Him. But our people, those who translated those books, do not understand the spirituality. Therefore, as a result of which, what happens is, you keep praying and God has turned a deaf ear on you. Your prayers are never answered. Why? Because God doesn't want to respond? No. Because your prayers are not reaching Him. So there has to be a bridge between men and God. So what happens is, God sends a prophet. God sends a prophet. The prophet is connected with God. His heart and soul is connected with God. And he is born here in this world. And the soul goes in his body. Now, you are not connected with God. You get connected with him, and he is connected with God. This is intermediary. This is intermediary. Now, all these prophets, all these messengers of God were connected with God. Adam was connected with God. Abraham was connected with God. Moses was connected with God. Jesus was connected with God. Prophet Muhammad was connected with God. When these messengers when these prophets came to this world and they offered spiritual knowledge within religious practice, the immediate followers of those messengers and prophets were given both types of knowledge, the knowledge of the exterior and knowledge of the interior, the outward knowledge and the inward knowledge, both were given to them. So they became connected with those messengers and those prophets. But after those messengers and those prophets left this world, and people were given to have the book, Bible, Torah, Talmud, or Quran, and nothing else was said to them how to connect with God. They only practiced the exterior type of knowledge. It was never highlighted or emphasized how important the inward knowledge is. They kept calling upon God with the help of their mouth, with their tongue, but their heart was never enlightened, their heart was never connected with God. Now, after the departure of those messengers and the prophets, how are you going to utilize their intermediary? And how are they going to provide you with their internship? How are they going to provide you with their intermediary? Like if I just say, I believe in Jesus, I believe in Moses, I believe in Abraham, I believe in Muhammad, right? Do you think just by saying this, that you believe in Jesus, you believe in Prophet Muhammad, you believe in Prophet Abraham, you will avail the intermediary they provide? You will never be able to avail the intermediary that they provide in order to be able to utilize the intermediary that they provide. You need to be connected with them spiritually. Now, for example, this is Moses. Only those who are spiritually connected with Moses, they have a spiritual bridge between them and God. But those who simply say, I believe in Moses, I believe in Jesus, I believe in Abraham, I believe in Prophet Muhammad, but inwardly, they are not connected to any of them. They can only claim that they believe in the intermediary, but practically, they are not availing the intermediary which is offered by these messengers and the prophets. Every messenger of God, every prophet of God has to offer not just the knowledge, but also intermediary. Knowledge was copied and it reached you in form of books, in form of oral tradition. But intermediary cannot be copied into a book. In order to avail the intermediary of the messenger and the prophet, you have to spiritually be connected with him. Without spiritual connection with the said prophet or the said messenger, intermediary is just a talk. For example, our Muslims, when they pray, they say, "Oh Allah, grant me this with the intermediary of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." Does it make any sense? Do you also say this in your prayers? "Oh Allah, take me to America via Virgin Atlantic." No, you don't say that. Take me to Canada by Air Canada. No. When you're already sitting in the plane, you don't say, "Oh Allah, take me there by Virgin Atlantic or by British Airways or by Air Canada." Similarly, when you say, "Oh Allah, give me this," with the intermediary of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are simply using the words. It's only phraseology. There is no substance of intermediary in you. Intermediary is when your heart is connected with your messenger, your prophet, and his heart is connected with God. So it's a chain. So this is proper channeling, Brother Steve. So intermediary is actually channels. How will you channel your energy when you're not connected? You can't channel your energies until you're connected. If you want water connection, you need a pipe. There is no pipe here. And if we say, "Oh Allah, with the help of the pipe, send water here." But where is the bloody pipe? Put the bloody pipe and then you don't even need to say the prayers. This is intermediary. And this is what the Quran said. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu attaqu. Oh, those who have become sahib-e-iman, who have become purified, who have become enlightened, become even more pure. How? Abtaghu ilayhil wasila. Abtaghu. Look for it. Abtaghu means to find. Abtaghu ilayhil wasila. Meaning, اے مومنو یا ایھا الذین آمنوا اتقوا اللہ. اے مومنو مزید اگر پاک ہونا ہے، اے مومنو مزید اگر پاک ہونا ہے، وابتغوا الیہ الوسیلہ، تو اللہ کی ذات تک پہنچنے کے لیے وسیلہ تلاش کرو. یہ قرآن مجید میں آیا. If you want more purification, then seek intermediary to reach God. Seek intermediary to reach God. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu ittaqullaha wabtaghu ilayhi alwasila wajahidu fi sabila. And struggle hard in the way of purification. Wajahidu fi sabila. And struggle hard in the way of purification. So now we're going to discuss the advanced intermediary regime. Advanced intermediary regime. This is very important actually. You should be listening to this very, very carefully. Become all ears. Rabbul Mashriqain wa Rabbul Maghribain. So how many directions are there? East or west? It's like this. East or west? Rabbul Mashriqain wa Rabbul Maghribain. East or west? Not here, up there, where Allah is. Now, on his east side, on God's east side, he creates a circle of intermediary. What is it? A circle of intermediary. This bubble. And they are connected with God. The first one is Muhammad. And the second one is Ghaus-e Azam. And then this is the main connection. And through Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then there are branches that goes towards different saints. From there, branches. Adam Safiullah was the first one. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was already there. So Adam was also connected to God through him. Ibrahim was connected to God. Moses was connected to God. Jesus is a special case. So this is circle of intermediary. And then one day the Prophet of Islam said, in the end times, the sun will rise from the west. The sun will rise from the west. And on this bubble, it's only Mahdi alayhi salam. Here you have 7 rings, and here you only have 1 ring. Now, if you are connected with God as a common man, look how many people there are before you, between you and God. So many of them between you and God. But if you get connected to God through Mahdi, there is nothing in between you, only Mahdi and God. This is why the spiritual grace you obtain from His Holiness Gohar Shah is so powerful. Uncapped.
TV, bringing light, love, and peace in your life.